Hey guys, Captain Dylan Hubbard here at Hubbard's Marina, getting ready for our live stream show. Hopefully you guys are ready for a good show tonight. We got lots to talk about and lots of good stuff to go over, and plenty of photos this week because we have missed a week due to Halloween. So because of that, we have extra photos to show you tonight and lots of cool stuff to talk about. So appreciate everybody tuning in. We're a little early, so we're not going to get started right now, but just wanted to show you my beautiful face while we get lined up here. You got a face for radio. Get lined up here to start the show. If you're not watching live, just bear with us a few minutes and we'll get started. If you are watching live, again, you're still going to have to bear with us for a few minutes. Lindsay Weisner, what's going on? Richard Blasak, Nick Nieves, Annabelle Chamberlain, Bob Cole, what's up? Charlie, what's going on, man? Appreciate you guys all hanging out with us tonight. And those of you who have sent stars already, appreciate you guys. If you're watching on YouTube or Instagram, the stars are just a way for those watching on Facebook to kind of show their support, and the stars basically allow us to do more cool stuff like these live shows and buy cool new toys to play with, like the drone we have coming in the mail. Thank you guys for the stars and you supporters in the supporters group. Jason Richmond, appreciate those stars. Melissa Riggins Chamberlain, appreciate your stars. Thank you guys. Like I said, we've got a drone coming in the mail. Jason Richmond, appreciate your stars as well. Sherry Griffiths, Barry Long, Karen Stein, Jock Collins, all of you guys sending stars. Brian Engel, Donald Visi for becoming a supporter. Thank you, Donald. So got lots of cool stuff. Larry White, thanks, buddy. That drone should be here sometime this week. It's going to take me a little while to learn how to fly it before I start flying over water. But one of the main reasons I wanted to get that was this time of year we lose the sunrise. So our morning video, unfortunately, kind of gets run down because we don't have that sunrise view inside John's Pass because those apartments block it. So now we got a drone. We're going to just fly over the apartments. It'll be really, really cool. And we'll be able to follow the boats out and do some cool stuff. And I'm planning to hopefully get proficient enough to where we'll be able to take off and follow the dolphin boat around, the sunset cruise boat, and maybe one day be able to take off and land from the boats offshore. But that's down the road. It does not float, to answer someone's comment. Chuck Clark, thanks for watching from Treasure Island. Joe Sabritsky from Osprey, thanks for tuning in. Lisa Morris from Keystone Heights, appreciate you guys. I want to give a big shout out to Gator Gyms. Gator Gyms Tackle is the newest, latest and greatest sponsor of Hubbard's Marina. They actually are bringing you the show. So the show, tonight's show and future live shows are brought to you by Gator Gyms Tackle. That's down there at 3301 Pinellas Point Drive South. So that's southern St. Petersburg, down there by O'Neill's Marina, Maximo area. Definitely check out Gator Gyms Tackle if you haven't done so already. They buy in bulk. So the best deals, the deals you won't find online. They're not allowed to post the deals they have in their shop online. They were telling me recently they got some van stalls on clearance. These are like $500, $600 reels they were selling for less than $300. And they literally could not even talk about it or post about it or advertise it because the deal was that great. And there's all sorts of stuff like that. Jim Bickle, the manager over there, buys by the truckload. So they are able to offer deals that no other tackle shop can even touch. So definitely check out Gator Gyms Tackle, again, 3301 Pinellas Point Drive South. We're going to be doing some cool videos from there and showing you guys more about Gator Gyms as well. Also want to make sure that we get started by telling you guys how to sign up for those free trips. If you want free trips, don't forget, you have to comment one time on the Hubbard's Marina Facebook stream. You can watch on YouTube, you can watch on Instagram, you can watch on a different Facebook page or Facebook group, but you have to comment one time on the Hubbard's Marina Facebook stream in order to be eligible to win. So find Hubbard's Marina on Facebook, like the video for us, share the video to your timeline or your favorite fishing group or both, and then make sure you comment at least one time in order to be eligible to win those free trips. Then you have to watch the show. You actually have to watch the show and watch it live, because if you're called as one of those lucky winners, you have to do so. You have to claim your free trip within about 5 minutes to prove you were watching live. Tony Jackson on YouTube, appreciate that donation, buddy. Thank you very much for the support, Tony Jackson on YouTube. But look at that. Comment and tell us where you're watching from as well, guys. Don't forget to let us know where you're watching from. If you're watching on YouTube, give the video a thumbs up. Double tap on Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. And then don't forget, again, to make sure if you're watching on Instagram, if you're watching through the Instagram app, you're only going to see the very middle of the screen. If you want to see it full screen, you can go to Instagram.com on your cell phone's browser and watch on the Instagram website. You'll be able to turn your phone sideways and see the full video, or pop over to Facebook or YouTube and you'll be able to see the stream full screen. So appreciate y'all hanging out with us and joining and enjoying the show. So one thing before we get into the photos, I want to make sure we remind you guys, we've got some upcoming events that we want to make sure we tell you guys about and remind you guys of. Those upcoming events, November 11th, we've got the CCA Pinella's Banquet. Josh is going to show us here the new website. Check this sucker out right here. If you go to excuse me, that was muscle memory. I was going to say hubbardsmarina.com. If you go to CaptainDylanHubbard.com, you can check out our newest website. Again, CaptainDylanHubbard.com. And then there's the upcoming events tab. Josh is going to show you that now, and it's literally a calendar of events. So if I'm going to do a Bass Pro Shop seminar, if I'm going to do a fishing seminar at a local fishing club, if I've got an upcoming TV event or whatever it might be, it's all going to be listed right here at CaptainDylanHubbard.com/events, or just click that upcoming events tab. And the next upcoming event is Thursday, November 11th. We've got the CCA Pinella's Banquet. You can click that link right there, and there is the flyer and all the informations, plus the link to buy your tickets. I'm going to be the captain of honor, honored captain, featured guest. I don't know what they call it, but long story short, if you attend the event, there's a steak dinner, a ton of silent auctions, raffles. There's an open bar, and again, steak dinners. But if you win the raffle to sit at the captain's table with me, we can eat dinner together, and you get lobster with your steak dinner. So lobster, steak dinner, and options to win firearms, hotel vacations. It's a bunch of crazy, crazy stuff. Artwork. It's a lot of fun. So hopefully you can join us for that November 11th Pinella's CCA Banquet. Again, the link to buy tickets and all the information is right there, CaptainDylanHubbard.com. So check it out, and hopefully we'll see you Thursday night, November 11th. And then the next thing that's near and dear to my heart is Saturday, November 20th. Saturday, November 20th is the Fishing for Hope event. That is not on the website yet because I don't have the information quite yet to post on the website. But Fishing for Hope, that's put on by Captain Bill Miller, and I think it's Faith Ministry. I forget exactly. Josh is looking it up for me. But it's Fishing for Hope. It's going to be a lot of fun, and that's not it, Josh. It's I forget the I don't know. We're going to have more information about that upcoming event on our Real Animals radio show. It's a food drive, and they do it every year, and they fill up a big yellowfin, and they take it over to the charity downtown St. Pete. I can't think of the name of it all of a sudden, but again, we're going to have all that information posted on the Captain Dylan Hubbard page, so hopefully you can join us for that Saturday, November 20th. Captain Mike Anderson and myself, the Real Animals team, will be there that morning, Saturday, November 20th, loading the boat with all the food drive items, so hopefully you can join us for that. And then Saturday, November 6th, or not Saturday, Tuesday, November 16th, we have the Florida Guides Association guide meeting. So if you know a local captain, if you are a local captain, join us for that Guides Association meeting. Again, that's guides only, Tuesday night, November 16th, 6 to 8 p.m. at Gator Gyms Tackle. Shout out to Gator Gyms. Look at that. Logo popped up. There it is. All right, now let's get into the photos and show you guys what we've been catching and what we've been seeing inshore. So inshore lately, the flounder bite's been picking up. We've been seeing more and more flounder lately. Definitely starting to get into that time of year where we see the flounder pick up. There's still mangrove snapper around. Water temperatures creeping down, but it's really not getting down too quickly, too fast. So we're still seeing a lot of mangrove snapper around local structures, docks, piers, bridges, jetties, seawalls. We've seen a lot of redfish lately. The redfish bite was pretty good prior to this last front around those oyster bars, grass flats, cuts, drop-offs, mangrove shorelines. A lot of redfish action, slow-moving, soft plastic paddle tails, cut bait, a lot of surface action in the early morning. At night around dock lights, bridge lights, good place to target them along the bottom. And then during the day, look for those schools of mullet. You're going to be finding those fish. And they move together, so it's easy to find those redfish behind those big schools of mullet. Snook bite's been going pretty good. A lot of those snook have moved off the beaches, out of the passes, into the back bay. But there's still some snook out there on the beach. Surprisingly enough, maybe this last cold front scared the rest of them off the beach, but last week prior to the front, they were still catching them around the pass and on the beach. There's tons and tons of triple tail. We've been seeing a lot of triple tail offshore. So this is right on the beach. This is aboard our 39-hour trip. So literally anywhere from 100 miles from shore all the way to upper Tampa Bay, a lot of triple tail around floating debris, markers, buoys. If it's floating in the water, it's probably got a triple tail underneath it. So keep your eyes peeled. Trout bite's been picking up a little bit. Been seeing bigger trout more consistently lately. So good to see the trout bite picking up. We've been a little worried about the trout, but they seem to be kind of picking up steam for us now that the water temperatures are getting a little lower, slowly creeping down. There was some misconceptions in my office today about trout, redfish, snook. They did remove the red tide closure off trout, redfish, and snook. So those are all, once again, open to harvest as long as their season is open. You got to now pay attention to the seasons. Keep in mind flounder season is closed and some other seasons inshore as well. I'm not as well versed on inshore fisheries, but check out the Fish Rules app. So the Fish Rules app is in contract with not only the FWC, but also the Gulf of Mexico Fishery Management Council, the South Atlantic Fishery Management Council. They're in contract with Fish Rules. So if you, no, Josh, on our website, if you go to hubbardsmarina.com under fishing trips, fishing rules and regulations, there's the link to download the Fish Rules app right from our website, hubbardsmarina.com. Again, click fishing trips, fishing rules and regulations. There's the link to download the Fish Rules app, and that will show you what the regulations are, what the seasons are based on your cell phone's GPS coordinates, or you can manually set it. Like I leave it manually set because I might want to check the federal regulations or the state water regulations, or I might want to see what's open in the South Atlantic. So there's a lot of different cool things you can do with the Fish Rules app, so make sure you check that out. Now, we're going to move, wait, I think so, yeah. We're going to move near shore and show you guys what we've been catching near shore. Now, hopefully you're sitting down. Hopefully you got some drink with you, because the near shore photos are going to take a while. There's a lot of great photos here. Super, super exciting, because we had red snapper season get announced on us, and we were able to go out there deep water and target those red snapper for a few weeks, and we missed that show because of Halloween. So I've got tons and tons of photos to show you tonight, near shore and offshore. But Gag Grouper have taken control of the prominent spot in these photos. The gag bite is definitely picked up. We've been seeing a lot more Gag Grouper. I have my venting tool too, John Anderson. We've been seeing a lot more Gag Grouper lately. The gag bite is picking up offshore. They haven't really creeped near shore yet. We haven't seen a ton of gags on our 10-hour all day or 5-hour half days like we do in later November and through December, but we're starting to see them near shore on our private charter boats. But our deep water long range trips, the 39 hours, the 12-hour extremes, are catching a lot of gags. So we kind of backed off some of those 12-hour extreme trips because of the red grouper closure, but because of the amount of Gag Grouper that we've been catching, we have reinstituted those 12-hour extreme trips. So I added back in 12-hour extreme trips every Wednesday and Sunday through the end of the year, starting next week. So there's a lot more 12-hour extreme trips added back into our schedule. We've got plenty of 39-hour trips in November and December. We kind of overloaded the schedule in preparation for those Gag Groupers. So lots of options to go out there and target these great Gag Grouper that we've been finding. Look at all these Gag Grouper pictures. I mean, we're going to be here for a while scrolling through those Gag Grouper photos. This is how many we've been catching lately. The bite's just been really incredible, especially right prior to the fronts and on the back side of the fronts. We've been seeing a lot of Gag Groupers. Now, this is a photo, Josh, that I think we're going to have to emulate after 39-hour trips. So we had a big group of guys go out fishing together on our 39-hour trip for fun. When the boat came back in, they wanted to take a group photo with some of their biggest fish. And it turned out really, really cool, and people really liked it. So I think we're going to have to, after 39-hour trips during the jackpot weigh-in, I think we're going to have to group everybody up and take their biggest fish and kind of hold them up and take a group photo. Pretty cool. Yeah. This is a group photo from our 12-hour extreme trip. This was our fun trip. This video from this trip is actually on our YouTube channel. It was uploaded, I think, last week. It's called a 12-hour extreme trip, I think, on our YouTube channel. And the thumbnail is Captain Frank, and it says, "You can't catch a grouper sitting on your pooper." That's the thumbnail for this video. It's a really cool video if you haven't seen it already. That's the professional videography team that comes out with us. It was kind of an employee fun trip. Josh is going to drop the link into the stream. So if you see that link, make sure you save it for after the show and check out that video. It's pretty darn cool. It was a lot of fun. So hopefully you get a chance to watch that video and see all the great fish that we caught. It was fun getting out there with our captains and crew and having a good time, kind of a fun fishing trip. We don't get to do that together often. It was a good excuse to get everybody together and have some fun offshore. Here's a nice pile of scamp grouper and a big red snapper from a recent 39-hour trip. Definitely been seeing a good mix of fish, Gag Grouper, mangrove snapper, red snapper, and that one. Nice hogfish. The hogfish bite's been picking up a lot. This is our lady angler friend, Nikki. She's from Michigan. She came out and caught this big old hogfish. You're going to see soon a big red grouper she had too. She caught mangrove snapper. She caught a bunch of lane snapper. She had to catch and release, and plenty of gray snapper or grunts as well. So definitely a killer trip for Nikki on her recent 10-hour all-day with us here at Hubbard's Marina while she was down from Michigan. It was pretty cool seeing lady anglers. The Lady Anglers Club is definitely taken off, and they have some killer fishermen. So it's the Lady Anglers of Hubbard's Marina on Facebook. If you are a lady angler, make sure you check out that free group to join. Estelle, Bonnie, a bunch of the lady anglers that fish with us often are in that group, sharing information, planning trips together. It's really, really cool, and it's great to see lady anglers coming together. You know, at this recent seminar, Josh, that I did at Bass Pro, there was two different mothers there by themselves, no husbands, just mothers with their children. One mom was there with her two young daughters, and they sat there and watched the whole seminar, and after the seminar, they came up, and the daughters had questions, talking fishing. I was really taken aback to see the sport, the industry, really everything shift. More lady anglers. It's really cool. I mean, when I was really young, 12, 14, 15 years old, you didn't see lady anglers out on 39-hour trips very much. You didn't see lady anglers at fishing seminars. Nowadays, every 39-hour, there's some lady anglers showing up. Jennifer James, there she is. She's watching the show.
That's awesome.
Thanks for coming, Jennifer. And it's really cool to see that shift. More and more lady anglers getting out there on the 39-hour trips, coming to seminars, learning more about fishing. And like in the case of Nikki on that recent 10-hour trip, out fishing the guys. So really, really cool to see the industry, the sport shift. The number one growing demographic in the outdoor sports world, lady anglers. Lady anglers, lady hunters, all the ladies getting outdoors and enjoying fishing, hunting, and all the stuff everybody thought was just for the guys. It's not. So it's pretty cool to see. Robert Holshouser, thanks for those 1,000 stars, buddy. You're the man. Appreciate you, dude. Yeah, Jennifer, it was really cool to see your young daughters so hooked on fishing and intrigued by the fishing seminar. It's tough to get kids to sit and listen to someone talk about fishing or just talk in general, and they were really intrigued. It was eye-opening to me. I definitely took notice of that, and it was really cool. So I appreciate you and your family coming out to Bass Pro and enjoying the seminar, Jennifer. Some big mangrove snapper. There you go. Another example of a lady angler coming out. She went on 2 12-hour extreme trips, and
she killed it.
Yeah, did really well.
I saw the photos, and I was like, is that the same lady? And I was like,
yeah, she was in
and I was like, man,
half the photos that got sent to us with big fish.
Doing really good out there.
Yeah, so it's really cool to see the shift in those long-range specialty trips. Speaking of lady anglers, there's Mike Upham. He's watching the show. Had to rib him on that one. Mike brings more stuff on a 39-hour trip than anybody I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. He brings a truck, parks his truck as close as he can, and then if a spot opens closer, he will move his truck 20 feet closer because he has so much crap.
That's called efficiency.
It's not efficiency. It's way too much stuff. You should not bring that much stuff. Come on, Mike. Pare down the stuff. He brings his own wardrobe. He comes with shirts on hangers. I'm like, dude, you need 2 changes of clothes, maybe. You get away with 1.
That's a man that'll never ask for anything because he always has it.
He's got enough for everybody on the boat. That's for sure. Yes, he does have contraptions. There he is. Mike Upham. What's up, buddy? Eric Deskins. There is one person that brings more than you, and it's Mike. And I actually got someone today talking to me. They were like, why do the regulars bring so much stuff? And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Not all regulars bring that much stuff. not everybody. But he does share. He is a very generous angler, and he's a nice guy, and he can take a joke. So I love you, Mike. I'm just poking fun at you, man. Here's Nikki again, and that big red grouper I was talking about. Nice red grouper. It is definitely impressive, the fishing she laid down while she was down here from Michigan. Nice porgies lately, too. There's another amber lamb going out on our 12-hour extreme trip. A lot of ladies in these photos. See, I'm not making stuff up. It's crazy. A lot of red grouper lately. Red grouper will reopen come January 1st. So January 1st, red grouper reopens. This is a special photo. I didn't post it to the Hubbard's Marina page, but I posted this one to my personal Facebook page. These two really kind of touched my heart. They were kind of quiet in the fishing seminar. I'm walking out of the seminar on a 10-hour trip, getting ready to load the boat, and the woman calls me over kind of quietly and sheepishly, and she's like, hey, this is our first time on a trip like this, and it's our 50th wedding anniversary, and I really want it to be special for my husband. I had some questions, and I didn't want to ask them in front of everybody, and she pulled me off to the side and asked me some questions. Super nice lady, and I was like, so let me get this straight. This is your 50th wedding anniversary, and you agreed to go fishing for the first time ever on a 10-hour trip with your husband.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive. Impressive. I hope on my 50th wedding anniversary we're doing some adventurous things together. It's definitely pretty special. But then Splash was in the photo and ruined it.
Well, he's only in there a
shout out to
bit,
Mike.
You know.
Red snapper season was fire. Even I got out there and caught some. It was a lot of fun. But it is over now. Ended this past Friday, November 5th. So red snapper season wrapped up, but we caught some good ones. Even the 10-hour trip caught some red snapper. And I had a great time during that short, extended season. Got some big ones. Look at that monster red snapper. And look, even our friend Estelle, with all her contraptions and all her tools, she caught a nice red snapper too. Definitely really cool. Plus, the pelagic bite. Wow, we've caught 3 sailfish in the last 2 weeks. A lot of good sailfish action, wahoo action, blackfin tuna, kingfish. We've seen it all. Here's a sand tile. Some people had questions about that one. That's a sand tile. Good eating fish from the 12-hour extreme. Nice scamp grouper. Look at that. Even the blind squirrel himself got out there and found a beautiful, beautiful scamp grouper.
You guys killed it on that trip.
We marked it on the 12-hour extreme trip for employees and
secret spots.
Captains and crew. It was a ton of fun. I was limited out on mangrove snapper before like the 3rd spot. It was crazy. And then I was targeting those scamp. Caught a lot of red snapper and triggerfish and red grouper. We had to catch and release. But definitely some good scamp grouper action out there too. Been seeing a lot of scamp while targeting mangrove snapper, using those diamond jigs and the small pinfish too. Wahoo, we've been seeing those wahoo. Pelagic action is intense. Seeing a lot of those yellowtail snapper as well. Definitely been good. Before we get to the last couple photos here, it is past time. Oops, hit the wrong button. It is past time. We got to give away our first free trip of the night. Don't forget, if you want to win free fishing trips, you have to comment one time on the Hubbard's Marina Facebook stream. So go to Hubbard's Marina on Facebook, like the video, share the video, comment one time. You really only have to comment one time, but you should like it and share it. And then you're entered to win. So Josh, let's find out who won our first free trip of the night. We're going to give away our 10-hour all day for 2 guests first. 10-hour all day for 2 guests. That is a $218 value right now. Let's find out who won the 10-hour all day for 2 guests. Maureen Warner Ernest from Holiday, Florida. Congratulations, Maureen, on that lucky winner. A lady angler won. You don't forget, Maureen, you have to text us that phone number within about 5 minutes to prove you were watching live. You not only have to comment one time, but you do have to watch the show live and react quickly to prove you're watching live in order to be eligible to win and claim that free trip. So good. So good. Makers 46 tonight. A special drink. All right, Josh, let's get back into them photos and finish these guys off. And then get into some questions. All right, so last couple photos are weather and red tide updates. So red tide update, we're missing something. We're missing colors because there's no red tide. That's beautiful, right? No forecasted red tide in the area for 3 forecasts running all week into the last half of last week. No red tide forecasted in the area in the upper water column, lower water column, on the coastline. No red tide in the area. Keeping our fingers crossed, knocking on wood, crossing our fingers, toes, and doing everything we can to hopefully praying to make sure this holds true, this forecast stays the same, and this red tide is hopefully done for at least a little while. We are putting something together. We're going to have some more news on that coming up in the next week or two with our friends over at St. Pete Fishing Outfitters and some other local people. We're working with a scientist down there in southwest Florida, and we're bringing in these devices that are supposed to clean the water, eat red tide organisms, and scrub the water. So our natural ecosystem, mangrove shorelines, oyster beds, grass beds, they filter and clean the water, but we lose grass. We've lost like 16% of the grass in Tampa Bay over the last year and a half. We've lost incredible amount of oyster beds. We constantly lose mangrove shorelines with developments and seawalls. Growth is great. Florida growing is good for business. It brings tourism. It brings more people. So obviously, from a business perspective, you want more people, but you need a responsible growth plan, and you have to balance the number of people coming into the area with responsible sewage systems, septic systems, drainage, and you have to make sure there's plenty of area for that water to drain and get filtered through ground. With the hardening of Florida, we're paving over central Florida. We're paving over our coastlines. We're hardening seawalls. We're removing our oyster beds and mangrove shorelines for more seawalls and million-dollar homes. So we lose the ability for the ecosystem to scrub itself, and then politics and government gets involved, and they start dumping things like Piney Point into Tampa Bay. So we're going to try to do our part and install some of these red tide filter things into the area. And we got more information coming out about that. Supporters, our supporters group, you're going to hear more about that this week. Our normal Facebook group, the rest of you guys will probably find out about it in the next 2 weeks once we have more information and a date set where we're going to actually be installing those. But we are going to be taking donations. We are going to be matching the funds raised through St. Pete Fishing Outfitters, Tarpon Fishing Outfitters, and Tampa Fishing Outfitters. We're going to be talking to our friends at Real Animals, Gator Gyms, Yamaha, all our sponsors about getting involved with that too. So it's going to be really, really special. More information on that to come. And shout out to Daniel over at St. Pete Fishing Outfitters for setting this all up and making it possible. More information to come, so stay tuned on that. So besides the lack of red tide in the area and our hard work to hopefully continue that. We want to talk about weather. So we've got a weak high pressure settling in behind this front over here all the way to the left side of the screen. I think it's the left side of the screen. I don't know what side of the screen it is for you. The opposite of where I'm sitting. You can see this is today's forecast. In the middle is tomorrow's forecast, and then closer to me is Tuesday's forecast, and that high pressure settles in as that low pressure moves away. So we've got a building high pressure, but it is a weaker high pressure system, which is good. That means we don't get the strong, stiff east winds. We don't get a static high barometer. So good weather is coming soon. Top here we see the high pressure again settling in. This is Wednesday. This is Thursday. Some nice weather as that high pressure recedes and that low pressure, strong low pressure starts building in behind it. This is Friday. That low pressure is approaching. Not quite there yet. Here's Saturday. That low pressure is forecasted to move through. Low pressure is cold front. So Saturday, this coming week, we have a cold front once again scheduled for the weekend. Sunday, it's moving past with another little tiny front behind it. So you can see Wednesday through Friday up top, then Saturday, Sunday here. There's a big front coming through this coming weekend. So best weather looks like it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Really, Wednesday through Friday looks best. Best fishing probably going to be, I would say, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Really, probably Thursday and Friday being the best fishing. Back side of this front side of the next front. If you're fishing offshore, best fishing would be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If you're fishing near shore, inside 100 foot of water, Thursday, Friday would be best. So near shore, inside 100 foot, Thursday, Friday. Outside 100 foot, deeper water on our 39-hour trip, probably Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Because deeper water doesn't get as disturbed by the weather and probably going to be better fishing more quickly. You can see up top here, this is the wind graph. So tomorrow's still going to be pretty windy, pretty bumpy, but it's going to be doable. Fishing's just going to really, really stink right behind the front. Tuesday, going to be nicer weather, but again, fishing's probably going to be a little slow. Wednesday, fishing's going to get better. Water's going to calm down, start clearing up. Thursday, water should be cleared up, calm down. Fishing should be real good. Friday should be great. Saturday, that next front is forecasted. Now, that's still early. That could change. The front could speed up. The front could slow down. Or the front could totally dissipate and disappear. This past weekend, it looked pretty decent. It looked doable. It looked like it was going to get 4 or 5 foot seas. But then all of a sudden, Thursday, Friday, the forecast caught up. And all of a sudden, the winds got higher, the waves got higher, and it got nasty. So you got to watch the weather, kind of plan your trips around the fronts. Again, near shore, closer to shore, inside 100 foot of water. You got to wait for the water to calm down and clear up. 3, 4, 5 days behind a strong front, depending on the strength of the front. Or right before the front. Offshore, you can fish as soon as the water calms down. You can get out there offshore and catch good fish and have great fishing behind the fronts, or fish right in front of the front. We're on the backside of that new moon. We've got the moon getting bigger and bigger. First quarter moon is November 11th. Full moon is November 19th. So this coming week, we should have kind of a little bit of a weaker tide, which should mean less moving water, should be a little better for that deep water. Shouldn't have as many currents going on, but we do have some deep water current forecasts getting added to our Weather Links page. I sent that over to Josh today, so we should have that added to our Weather Links page coming soon. And that's about it. Again, weather-wise, as far as what's going on now. So with that, I think it is just about time to start getting into our questions. But before we get into our questions, one announcement I wanted to make. Our 2022 specialty trip schedule is going to be coming out December 2nd. December 2nd at 11 a.m. So December 2nd, 11 a.m., 12, 39, and 44-hour trip dates for 2022 will be open. December 2nd, 11 a.m. December 2nd, 11 a.m. Please don't call me and ask. December 2nd, 11 a.m. is when our 39-hour trips will be released for 2022. Josh, what time was that?
I think it was December 4th at 6 p.m. Right?
Son of a sailor. December 2nd at 11 a.m. 12, 39, and 44-hour trips for 2022 will be released. So make sure you set your calendar or set your clocks, set your alarm, mark your calendar. December 2nd, 11 a.m. Call us. Last year, our 2021 calendar was released within about an hour and a half. The first Red Snapper trip was completely sold out. All the stern trips for Red Snapper season were all stern spots for Red Snapper season were completely sold out. Literally within the first couple minutes, the stern spots were sold out. On the first couple Red Snapper trips because people book online. People called and they were like, I just called. The schedule just got released. The schedule gets released instantly online. And let me tell you, it sells out fast online. People are sitting there refreshing. And as soon as possible, they book. So book online December 2nd, 11 a.m. Schedule opens up. You can start booking those trips for 2022. Stern spots are not the best spots to fish. In my opinion, they're the worst spots to fish. Red Snapper season is not the only time to fish. There's plenty of other great times to catch plenty of fish, but I can say that till I'm blue in the face and it won't matter. Regulars Club renewals are starting soon. So if you're an existing Regulars Club member this year, your renewal will be starting soon. I will send some emails out about that, and you'll be able to renew very shortly. New Regulars Club members sign up will begin after December 1st. So first week of December, new sign-ups, existing members in our Regulars Club will be renewing here in the course of the next week or two. And I'll send out some emails and let you know, hey, I'm going to call you for renewal here in the next few days. We will have price increases next year. We're going to have price increases on our Regulars Club. We're going to have price increases on our trip. Fuel costs have gone up 30%. Lead costs have gone up 25%. We've got labor costs going up. People in Florida decided to change minimum wage to $15 an hour. So we have to pay our people well. We've always paid our people well. And we pride ourselves on having great staff, great teams. So we got to go above and beyond that minimum wage. And labor costs going up, fuel costs going up, price of tackle going up, price of everything going up. The price of your fishing trip is going to go up as well, unfortunately, guys. Not in our control. Something we got to do. Yep. Actually, Josh, control me. Where's my sign? No politics, Josh. Personal feelings left out of the conversation. Personal feelings left out of the conversation. Prices will go up in 2022. So do not be surprised when you go to book. We will be raising prices. And yes, we are hiring. We're looking for people for our beach cabanas. We're looking for dockmaster staff. We're looking for office sales staff. We just got a new sales location inside Johns Pass, so I need salespeople. I need dockmaster staff. I need beach rental staff. We're not looking for crew and captains at this time, but we're always accepting applications. So if you're qualified, stop by, fill out an application. You might just get the job. or get a job and get your foot in the door. And we do have benefits. We do have health insurance, 401k, all that good stuff. Not many crew members have health insurance, 401k, match, Christmas bonuses, and dental, vision. We got some other stuff too, paid vacations. You get to go fishing for free. I mean, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Plus, you're part of the Hubbard's Marina family. We love you.
You get a pretty cool
We'll only
t-shirt.
make fun of you a little bit on our live shows.
A little bit. No, that's the
Don't
after
fall
show.
in the water and get the nickname Splash. All right. Questions. The next thing, real quick before we get into questions, is sand update. Who wants a sand update? Who wants a positive sand update? Positive news on the sand issue inside Johns Pass. Our local representative, yeah, Splish Splash.
No, the one above it.
Oh, Jared, don't get me started on your Mac computers, your stand-up desk. I come in here and you've got a dang GoPro stick that you got. Why do you need a GoPro stick, Jared? Because it has to be tall enough to match a standing desk. Is that it?
We'll save it for the after show.
Jared, don't get me started. All right, so what was I saying? Sand update. Our local representative, Linda Cheney, at the Florida House, she has been doing a killer job. Talk about squeaky wheel. The mayor of Madeira Beach, John, has been absolutely killing it. So the mayor of Madeira Beach, our local representative, Linda Cheney, they got the job done. They've got Florida's Department of Environmental Protection committed to fully funding the USF study. So the $35,000 study that we had to pay $10,000 for, that the property owner, the city, had to fund $20,000 of that $35,000 study. That study suggested that we dredge a $2 million dredge project that would last about 15 years. It's taken us 30 years to get to a place where they charged us $10,000 to do a study that told us that we needed dredge, that we already knew we needed to dredge, and that dredge will last about 15 years. So it took us 30 years to find a Band-Aid that will last 15 years. Super frustrating. And then they asked us to pay for it. Incredibly frustrating. Now, Linda Cheney has gone out there. She's gotten the okay. She's gotten the funding. Speaker of the House, Chris Sproles, is from Pinellas County. Linda Cheney, Nick DeSigli, all in the Florida House. I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat. I don't care anything. This is not political. This is hometown, centrally focused. Check those people out. I will vote for them again, no matter their party or political affiliation, because they are getting the job done. The constituents had an issue. They represented that issue, and they went out there and they got the money. They got the job done. It has to go through appropriations, but if it goes through appropriations and gets funded, Johns Pass will be dredged. When the Army Corps of Engineers said Johns Pass is not important enough to qualify for dredging, other more important passes like Clearwater Pass and Tampa Bay would take precedence over Johns Pass. Boats are running aground in the channel of Johns Pass, yet we're not important enough like Clearwater Pass or Tampa Bay to qualify for dredging. Linda Cheney, she went out there, got the job done. Mayor Hendricks of Madeira Beach went out there, got the job done. Nick DeSigli, Speaker Sproles, supporting them. Awesome, awesome news on the sand issue. So super excited. Plus, our good buddy Barry Burton at Pinellas County we've had a love-hate thing going, but right now I love him. He's working really well with Linda Cheney, and he was part of the team that made this happen. So big thank you to Barry Burton, the county, the city, the state. They all work together to get this job done. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, folks, and I am one hell of a squeaky wheel. And I appreciate you guys. You made this happen. Your support made it all possible. Josh, it's time to give away our next free trip of the night, and then let's get into these questions. Let's answer some questions. The system will work. It is extremely, excruciatingly slow. But if you work it, and you stay squeaky, and you don't make too many enemies, I try to make enemies. Josh pulls me back. He's got a choker collar on me. You should have seen the signs he was holding up a minute ago when we were talking about raising prices. Josh,
can't see those signs.
Let's see who won the free trip. We're going to give away a 5-hour half day for 2 guests. Let's see who won the free trip. Can't see the signs or all the t-shirts I ordered. You catch me at Publix, you'll find out.
Catch
Mike,
me outside. How about that?
Mike Holman from Knoxville, Tennessee. Congratulations. Appreciate you for watching, Mike. You just won a 5-hour half day for 2 guests. That is a $130 value at this time. So congratulations, Mike, for that win. All right, let's get into some questions. Let's find out what you guys want to talk about. Let's see. Do we have any questions? Going to try for Kings off Anna Maria Thursday or Friday. Do you think they will be there? Yes, for sure. We should see those mackerel and kingfish come back to the beaches, especially now with the red tide gone. Water temperatures creeping down. We got another cold front. So I would imagine Thursday, Friday this week, you should definitely see Kings, especially off Anna Maria further south. Go out about 9 to 12 miles. There's some good rock piles west of Anna Maria. You should have a great opportunity to catch some kingfish and mackerel. Look for birds. Look for those artificial wrecks. You can literally Google it. The artificial wrecks off your local county are public information. So you can Google it and find those artificial wrecks, and they should have bait congregated birds showing you where that bait is. And the birds come because the mackerel are scaring the bait up to the surface. So if you see the bait on the surface looking like it's raining because they're showering, that's because mackerel are underneath there feeding on the bait, driving them up to the surface. So check it out. Red tide is not in effect, but no, you cannot bring your own live well. We do not allow any type of battery powered live wells on the boats. If everybody brought a 7, 10, 15, 25 gallon, 50 gallon live well on the boat with a battery, we'd have a ton of batteries up and down our aluminum hulled boats. Stray electricity will rot a boat immediately. So we don't allow that type of situation on a wet metal deck. Batteries are not a good idea, so we do not allow personal live wells. You can bring a 5-gallon bucket with bubble boxes, but red tide is gone. Red tide is over at this time. Again, fingers crossed, toes crossed, saying a prayer, knocking on wood. Red tide is not around at this time, so we are once again able to bring live bait out there without issue. We're having trouble catching live bait because these cold fronts stir up the water. It gets super rough, super muddy. Red tide has been around for 6-8 months, so it's hard to find pinfish. Once we find them, it's hard to get them to chew or swim in a trap or eat when the water is super rough and murky. So definitely tricky. The glass is disappearing because it's silver. I have some new cups being done. My Engel cups, I have 6 Engel cups because Engel makes the best insulated cup. I like Yeti cups too. I've always had Yeti cups because they were kind of like the first ones. But they stink, man. They fall over, the top goes flying off, and there goes all your good whiskey or bourbon or whatever else you might be drinking. What else do you put in a cup?
Yeah, but puts water in a cup.
Engel cups, they screw on. They've got the rubber bottom. They don't tip over as well. They don't slide on the deck. They are way, way superior. So I've got a ton of Engel cups, but I sent them all out to Cups by Lainey. Cups by Lainey. She does our custom cups at Hubbard's Marina. So she will take those metal insulated cups, whether it's Ozark Trails, Engel, Yeti, whatever kind of insulated cup, and she'll make them customized to what you want. So she's going to be bringing us like 40 custom Hubbard's Marina cups we're super excited about. And very, very happy to see my personal cups that I sent her come back because I miss it. So I'm using a silver aluminum recyclable disposable cup. Instead of red solo plastic cups, we use metal aluminum cups. Because instead of using it once, I use it like 30 times until Josh thinks it's disgusting and throws it out.
Well, once it starts growing mold, and I don't care
alcohol
what whiskey.
cups do not need to be cleaned.
I don't know.
The same argument I have with my wife, with you, Josh.
You got algae growing in the bottom of it.
90 proof alcohol into the cup, it does not need to be washed.
I guess
that's a fact.
Yeah.
People, help me out here. It's 90 proof alcohol. Who cares if there's mold? It'll burn off.
A little penicillin ain't hurt nobody. It's more protein. Oh my goodness. Speaking of 90 proof.
My grandmother used to say, eat like a bird, drink like a fish. That's how you stay young. She lived until she was 97. Eat like a bird, drink like a fish. It's a thing. Grandma Hubbard. Shout out to Lorraine. All right, next question. What's going on with the Gandy Bridge cleanup? That's a good question. Tampa Bay Fishing Club had that schedule, and I was like, yo, haven't heard anything about this. I've been promoting it on the radio, on Facebook. Haven't heard anything about it. Is this still going on? And they were like, oh, no, we didn't get enough time to logistics. I called, and I wanted to spend a lot of money to get trolling motors put on the Flying Hub 2. Those GPS trolling motors, I was going to put 2 of them on the Flying Hub 2. Like $25,000. And I can't even get a phone call back. So, yeah, they're busy. They've got other stuff going on. And apparently the Gandy Bridge cleanup is not happening. I've got 2 kids under 2, and this Red Tide project kind of as a background pet project, the fisheries management stuff, the radio show, the live show, Fox 13. I can't take on cleanups, but I was going to support the Tampa Bay Fishing Club and their cleanup efforts, but apparently they're not doing it. So kind of waiting on them. If they pull out another date and they want to do it, I'll support it, I'll promote it. But to answer your question, the Gandy Bridge cleanup event was a Tampa Bay Fishing Club event, and they basically told me they don't have anybody to plan it or handle the logistics, so they are postponing it. So we'll see. We'll see when they are willing to reschedule it. But I don't know. If it takes them a while, maybe I'll talk to my wife and try to get permission to schedule something else. We'll see. Do you have pools or jackpots for the biggest fish of the trip? We do. On our 39 and 44-hour trips, we have jackpots going where we take up money and we give it away at the end of the trip for biggest fish, biggest grouper, biggest snapper, typically. Depending on the seasons, the jackpot changes a little bit. Depending on the people on board, the jackpot will change a little bit, but definitely a great time. But we only do those on long-range 39 and 44-hour trips. The 5-hour half-day, all the fish are about the same size, so we can't do a jackpot. 10-hour all-day, not an experienced angler trip. And again, a lot of the fish are the same size, so we don't always offer it, or we don't offer that. 12-hour extreme, there's not enough people on the boat because there's only 16, up to 16. A lot of times 10, 12, 14 people. Doesn't make enough money to run a jackpot. So really 39, 44-hour trips are where we do the jackpots. Just so you know. What's coming in at the Skyway? Check out the Skyway Fishing Club. Nick Nieves, those guys over at the Skyway Fishing Club, they can help you out. Specifically, I would say right now at the Skyway, probably mackerel, mangrove snapper, snook, if you're fishing a little shallower, maybe Gag Grouper. That would be probably the primary species around the Skyway. But check out the Sunshine Skyway Fishing Club, and they can fill you in specifically on what's going on over at the Skyway. That is Not my specialty, not my domain. I think so. Is Nick the admin? You can look at the admins. There's a lot of Sunshine Skyway Fishing Club pages, but there's only one. That's the OG. There's a bunch of different ones. That's the right one then. All right, so also don't forget, again, we've got our new TikTok page. If you haven't checked out Hubbard's Marina on TikTok, make sure you do so. Put a lot of time and effort into TikTok. Not really. I put a little bit of time and effort into TikTok, but it's a lot of fun. I have fun picking the music for it. So check us out on TikTok. I think the last one was 36 Mafia. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, it was a good one, right? Don't you shake your head at me, Josh.
It was a good song.
It was a great song.
It was a different song than what was you. So
yeah.
It was
You got to check us out on TikTok. It's a lot of fun. I have fun making them. TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, Pinterest, the LinkedIn. Check me out, Captain Dylan Hubbard on LinkedIn.
On everything.
And Hubbard's Marina on LinkedIn. And whatever else we got. We got a lot of them. All the social media. If you're on social media, look up Hubbard's Marina. We're probably on it. If we're not, shoot me a link. I'll start a page.
Right.
What's our next question? All right.
Let's see here.
Do you have an idea of how much trips will go up? 10%. 10% across the board. So we'll have updated brochures coming out soon. We're going to update the website closer to the time that our 2022 schedule will come out. We will not change prices until 2022. So any 2022 trip will be at the new increased price. It'll be 10% across the board virtually. So everything will go up 10%. So you kind of already know what the prices will be, but we'll be posting those up very shortly. We'll have our new brochure soon, and we'll have kind of a heads up, this is what it's going to be thing coming soon. Plus, those Regulars Club members who are renewing, we're going to have something. That way you know when you sign up for the Regulars Club, you know what the price of the trips will be when you book them. And once we have that made up for our Regulars Club renewal members, we'll be posting that up to our email newsletter and sharing that on our live shows. Again, not something in our control, guys. Not something I want to do. Something we got to do. Price of labor going up, price of fuel going up, price of tackle going up. Everything is more expensive. Anywhere from 5 to 30% inflation. We got to cover that cost. So we're going to do a 10% price increase. It's not what we want to do, but again, kind of what we're forced to do. We're backed into a corner here. We are a family-owned and operated business. We've been around for 4 generations. I want to be around for my son, and unfortunately, it's something that's price of milk went up 20-30%, guys. I'm only asking for 10% more. Not something I want to do again, but it is what it is, guys. I know, Josh, I'm staying out of politics. I'm just telling you, not in my control. You vote. It's in your control. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Moving on. I'm going on the next 44-hour full moon. Can I measure the rafters to make an overhead rod holder? Last time I was out, there was a bunch of custom-built rod holders. I have those dimensions. I have them measured. I have photos. I have directions. Shoot me a message. Shoot me a message through hubbardsmarina.com. Shoot me a message by texting me at that phone number down there. I'll shoot you the photos. They're all on files, and we have plenty of photos of the rafters of the Florida Fishermen, dimensions of what you want, what you need, all that good stuff to build your own rod holders. What will be open the first of the year? Red grouper, scamp grouper, mangrove snapper, lane snapper. All those fisheries that have been closed will be open the first of the year, except for triggerfish, amberjack, gag grouper, and red snapper. Everything else open January 1st. It'll be a great time. January, great time to go out there, lighter loads, as long as the weather is good. Kind of got to plan those trips around the weather and kind of expect some bad weather in January, but typically when the weather's good, fishing is awesome. Loads are lighter, and definitely going to be a good time to get out there and catch plenty of big red grouper, lane snapper, mangrove snapper, and more. Plus, we have, again, lighter loads. So good time to get out in the boat and enjoy some good fishing with cooler weather. And then February, March, we have that deep water closure, even lighter loads. People all get scared off. We still catch plenty of red grouper, scamp grouper, mangrove snapper, and more. But because we can't fish super deep, people get scared off. We have lighter loads. So great time to get out there February and March. April, deep water closure ends. Deep water, we start fishing deeper again, get those big trigger fish. Fat red grouper, big mangrove snapper, yellowtails, big vermilions, porgies, and more. Guys, stop with the politics in the comments. This is a fishing show, not politics. Keep politics and religion off the fishing boat. That's why fishing's so great. Everybody can fish together, no matter their political affiliation, their race, whatever. We're all out here having a good time going fishing. So drop the politics. Price increase is coming. Regardless of what political affiliation you have, you're going to pay the same price. So we're all Americans. More we the people, less Democrat, Republican. Please. Appreciate it. Drop it. If you don't, you'll be blocked from the comments. How about that, Josh? Start doing that. Help me out, dog. All right, so let's go. What were we talking about? I forget.
Well, we were talking about comments, what's open on the first of the year.
Yeah. So April, May, we fish deeper, get those bigger red groupers, scamp grouper, mangroves, yellowtails, porgies, big vermilions. June 1st, red snapper opens up. We should have red snapper probably June, July, into early to mid-August. Who knows? And then after that, we'll have amberjack season, maybe. And we'll have plenty of other stuff going on, too. So lots of good times to get out there, catch plenty of fish, and have a good time on the water. So let's go fishing. And let's catch plenty of fish next year. With that, we're coming to the end of our live show. We're already 4 minutes over. We do have our supporters after show starting up here very shortly. Supporters after show starts at 9:50. So if you're a supporter, make sure you hop over to the supporters group. That's going to start at 9:50 p.m. The supporters after show. Make sure you bring your questions, comments, and join us for that supporters conversation. There's only 140 members, so you have a lot more one-on-one time. You can ask your questions. They don't get lost in the mix. Check out the supporters group. Big shout out to all our supporters who make all this stuff possible. And I want to thank you to our sponsors, Gator Gyms, who brought you this live show. Shout out to Gator Gyms. Again, 3301 Pinellas Point Drive South in St. Pete, Florida. Check them out. Gator Gyms Tackle. Again, South St. Pete, 3301 Pinellas Point Drive. Also, to our other sponsors and partners, The Real Animals. Check out our radio show every Saturday morning. The Real Animals radio show, 6 to 8 a.m. WFLA, News Radio WFLA, every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 a.m. Yamaha Outboards. Big shout out to Yamaha, our 425 XTOs. Nothing better on the market. Don't go with Mercury. They don't have enough torque. They don't have enough low-end power. They don't last. Suzuki, don't get me started. Honda, the worst. If you want your engine to break down and fill with salt water, buy a Honda. Seriously. If you want total crap, buy a Honda outboard. Bass Pro Shops. Our good friends at Bass Pro Shops really appreciate you. Engel Coolers, Salt Strong, Aquatic Nutrition, Sport Fishing Chums, Cleanse Oil, like Frank's Red Hot Sauce. I put that stuff on everything. And Bull Bay Rods, appreciate you guys as well. Don't forget to check us out, TikTok, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And with that, Josh, let's give away our free 39-hour trip for one guest That is a $399 value at this time. Hopefully, you are that lucky winner. Let's see who won that free 39-hour fishing trip for one guest. Hopefully, we'll see you next week for another episode of this Sunday night live stream show. Every Sunday night, 8:30 p.m. Supporters After Show starts at 9:50. So hopefully, we'll see you there. Cheyenne Blasak, congratulations with that free trip. Appreciate you tuning in, Cheyenne, and appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate everybody who joined us, all those star senders. Really appreciate you as well. And hopefully we'll see you soon inside John's Pass at Hubbard's Marina. Don't forget this week, best weather Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Best fishing near shore Thursday and Friday. Offshore, best fishing Wednesday. So join us for Tuesday's 39-hour trip. If you're scheduled for this coming Friday's 39-hour trip, back that thing up. Back that thing up. Go out Tuesday. If you're going on a near-shore trip this week, go out Thursday, Friday. Come out and see us. Don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy. And again, more we the people, less red or blue, guys. Remember that. Y'all have a good night. Tyler.